this is gonna break some brains. It's gonna blow some minds and make some people scratch their head and just think again about what changes guitar tone and whatnot. And I know that this might happen because it happened to me as well. I was like, come on, no, this shouldn't be this way. This is gonna be a short but really cool story about this baby. This guy is the prototype, or one of the few prototypes, of this pedal, which is the Capacitor sweet little thing. It's green for a reason. It's one of the cool stakes on the Screamer type circuit, and it sounds amazing with modern amps and makes you sound like SRV, etc., but with modern amps at reasonable volumes instead of using vintage amps at ridiculous volumes. So this is, for example, how it sounds. This is the Strat going into the Imperial Mark II head and then into the aux box for a 2x12 anechoic speaker loaded simulation. And now the pedal. It's a little tricky to turn on. Yeah, I got it. It's chewy, it has the right kind of mid-hump, it's a screamer, but it doesn't kill your low end, it doesn't kill your treble, it still just sounds very much like a cranked guitar sound instead of sounding like a screamer type pedal in front of a clean amp. This is the final product where Albert Kessler ended up using a pair of electrolytic capacitors that he found best. Now, I feel very honored because I was one of the few people who did beta testing, like the last round of R&D, right? Where a few of the last little components, let me show you them. There's one of them and this one is the other. So these two were the ones that Albert asked me to swap the pairs and tell him what my opinion is, how I feel about number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. If there are any differences, if I even hear anything, if it matters to even worry about it, or just whatever. I gave him my impression. I remember exactly what it was, but I don't want to influence you. So what I will do now is play, like I record something. I have a little Nux or NUX looper here. I will record something with a neck pickup, something with the bridge pickup of the Strat, and just play that through all 5 pairs of electrolytic capacitors inside the prototype pedal, and let you hear the differences. As you can hear, the core sound of the pedal is obviously the same. We're talking about two components out of many components, clearly, but there are obvious differences if you really listen to like how open the pedal sounds, how honky that mid-range, that mid-hump is, how, I don't know, how the presence changes, or how this clunk, clunk, clunk that I so adore about really good screamers. This clunk, 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 clunk changes or goes away or gets even more pronounced. Those are those things that matter most for those who love these kind of drive sounds. A very important factor here is, of course, the value of those electrolytic capacitors. I'll put it on screen right now, so you'll see that there are tiny differences. That's not why these sound different. And why am I saying that? Because the two that are virtually identical, like the closest to one another, number two, the pair, number 2 and number 5, are like the furthest away from each other sound-wise. I did not like number 2 at all, and number 5 was my second favorite. These capacitors are made by different brands, different makers. Some are, I think, even old, some are currently made. And here comes the shocking part. When he said this, and he didn't tell me this before I checked out those 5 pairs, right? So I had my little list. I wrote down what I've heard, what I felt, how I felt about them. And then at the end he said, like, yeah, well, you will not believe me when I say this, but these 2 electrolytic capacitors are not in the signal path. They're part of the power section, the powering section of the pedal, of the circuit. No signal flows through these 2. And I was like, excuse me? I don't know why the power section of the circuit changes the way the pedal sounds, but it does. It clearly does. And if you hand wire pedals, like for example Capacitor does, and a number of other really good like boutique makers do, you have the choice of paying attention to everything that makes an audible difference, whether it should make that difference or not. I really don't want to get into the does wood quality matter on an electric guitar subject again, because I did 2 videos and a reaction video. I got enough hate from people who know it better, and it's all right. You know, I don't care. You think what you think. It's all cool. But funny enough, there are parallels here. This shouldn't make a difference technically. 2 components that are in the power supply part of the circuit change the tone of a pedal or the way it reacts to your playing, etc. Like, it's like whenever someone tries out something that immediately just clicks. And it makes so much more sense, and it's so much more fun to play than something that's kind of similar but not as fun. You will know it. And don't let anyone tell you that, stupid guitar players, you don't know better. Like, you know best what's good for you and what makes you play better and more. And, you know, the rest can just do their thing. All right, see you down there in the comments, and meet you in another video if you care to join. Check out my merch, of course. Pick and pluck and, what is it? Strum and slap and slide. All the good things you can do with strings. You guys take it easy. Bye-bye.